So as you all know, we were headed over to War in the Woods Thursday evening. We made it all the way across the Ohio-Indiana state line when we got the news the race had been canceled due to rain. So we turned around and headed straight back to home in the pouring down rain. And it didn't just rain for a few minutes. It rained the entire night. When she finally shut that hairdryer off, I could still hear the creek raging out back Friday morning. So instead of going racing this weekend, we're going to switch gears and work on the Malibu. And since it's Friday and we're not racing, we're staying home, we decided to go ahead and do our normal, usual Friday shop lunch day. So Vicky takes off to go get lunch for everybody, while me, Kenny, and Harley get busy pulling the hood off the Malibu. I've got a laundry list of stuff I want to get done on this car in the next couple of weeks, and buffing the hood is at the top of that list. So we pull the hood off, back the Malibu outside to get it out of the way, and I run down to Mark's to go get some wet sanding and buffing supplies. And on the way down there, I realized we must have slept through one heck of a storm last night. The creeks and low-lying areas are all flooded and swollen. But luckily, A1 Auto Parts isn't underwater. Need one of your fancy clean white buckets, so we've got a clean bucket to wet sand with.
Oh, we can do that. Yeah, yours was getting pretty grubby.
Yeah, all mine are grubby. Uncle Bucko's been in all of them.
Has he really?
So Mark gets me hooked up with everything I need, and I turn and burn back to the shop where Kenny's keeping the dogs occupied, and he's been cleaning up and hanging banners out in the shop. Our Nitrous Express banner and our Vickers Performance Transmissions banners up. Miss Harley's working on orders, and Kenny's carefully working some of the problems out of this hood. We had quite a few bugs land in the clear the night that Denny painted it. But anyway, I got back from Mark's just in time for lunch. Miss Vicky had gone in town and got chicken for everybody. So we all took a break, got something to eat, and then I heard Tommy outside wielding his brand new weed eater.
It doesn't have a carburetor, so he doesn't like it.
When he first told me he bought an electric weed eater, I figured it would be a terrible joke. But the daggone thing actually works pretty good. I think I might get one myself. Anyway, after lunch, Kenny got busy wet sanding and buffing this hood out, and I gotta tell you, for a guy that's never done it before, he really did a good job. Once we had it all buffed, we bolted the hood back on the Malibu, and I head right back down to Mark's with it for him to take a look at my air conditioning lines. Mark told me last year that he can custom make air conditioning lines if I ever needed that done, and here we are.
That hood looks good. Kenny did an excellent job.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Now, right now, we don't really need air conditioning. But in a couple of weeks, I've got some friends from California coming out, and I've offered to let them stay here at our house and use the Malibu as a rental car. And of course, I'm talking about Miss Midnight Maverick, Tess Wood, and her boyfriend, Tony Politano of the AV Boys, who drag race this wicked fast, small block, pro-charged Ford Maverick out in California. And if you've ever heard of the AV Boys, you know all about the Gray Mare, one of the most legendary street race cars to ever come out of California. Tony Politano and Tess Wood are like street racing royalty. And they're coming out here to hang out with us for a few days, so I want to make sure that their rental car is up to the task of cruising or street racing, whichever comes first. And no street car of mine's going to be responsible for Tess's hair getting messed up. No pressure, Mark, no pressure.
Yeah, right.
At least it's not Uncle Bucko in here.
Yeah, well, he's threatened to come in today and kick me in the you-know-what.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what you do. When he comes in here,
Really?
you ask him how many times does he have to take the starter down out of that Malibu to get the wiring right.
Oh.
He had that starter down out of that car 5 times, and every time he hooked the battery terminal up, the car tried to start itself.
Really? So I think I've got a training story.
Oh.
Have a nice DM starter right here.
No, he had the two touching.
He had the two touching. Oh, yes, that would be like a direct connect.
Well, maybe the next time Uncle Bucko comes in, you can show him the cutaway starter, and you can train my brother how to wire starters up.
Exactly. Then I can also show him where the magic smoke comes from, too. So.
Thankfully, I've already got the starter issue taken care of. And Mark's working on the air conditioning parts. But we've still got some work to do on the nitrous system. Just in case Tony and Tess want to get into some street action in this car, I want to get my Nitrous Express bottle heater wired up and operating in the trunk of the car. That way we don't have to worry about opening the trunk and dealing with a torch to heat our nitrous bottle. So Kenny and Harley get busy wiring up my bottle heater and installing it in the Malibu. As soon as we got it cranked up, I had to go test it out. The nitrous system in the old Malibu is on point, and Harley takes notice of this and asks if she can go for a ride in the Malibu. So the first time you ruined anything in with nitrous on it was Kenny's Camaro the other night, right?
Yep.
This probably runs about the same as Kenny's Camaro, but I'm driving. All right, you ready? That was a little shorter ramp than what I gave Kenny the other night on his hard tires. Like that ramp come in pretty fast.
It did, for sure.
A little different, huh?
A lot. just a lot.
All right, let's run down to A1 and go see Mark for a minute.
Okay.
So we run down to see Mark at A1, and he's got a whole pile of brand new air conditioning lines and pieces and parts laid out, but it's clearly evident this isn't going to be a bolt-on situation. It's definitely going to require some custom lines and fittings. And I'm not so sure this thing's going to work out like he thinks. But he's adamant he can make this stuff work. He just needs me to pull the car around back and leave it here for a couple of hours while he makes some custom lines up. Well, the only person I've ever left this car with is Lucor. So what do you want me to do? You want me to just leave my car here and turn you loose with it?
You just turn me loose. You trust me to do that.
I feel like I can trust Mark. I don't think he'll test drive it the way Kenny did Lucor's AMC. So I run into Jegs to get a handful of parts from Uncle Terry, and one thing I need is a fan to put on the condenser. And while I'm in there, I got to hang out with some fans that happened to be in the store today with their two puppies. And they were quite the hit with Miss Kimmy and Madeline. I said goodbye to Uncle Terry, and I head back to the shop to wait on Mark to show up with my Malibu so I can give him his back. Get him, June. Kill.
Well, well, well.
Chew him up.
I bet they didn't expect this.
No, nobody does. Look at my tires. You burn all the rubber off my tires.
I told you was going to have to get a new set.
Well, you're going to have to buy them. Look, there ain't no rubber on them.
I'm sorry.
The tread's gone.
I got to work on it, so, you know, I get to drive the, you know, tires off of it.
Did you get my AC lines done?
I did.
Well, pop the hood. Let me see this. I'm either going to be impressed or depressed.
So here's what we did.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, what do you think?
Holy
New
smokes.
dryer, new compressor lines, new manifold. Had to modify it a little bit. So you're going to have to do a little bit of work. You have to tighten it. So I put, if you look down here, I put two junctions.
Nice.
And so, you know, we can disconnect, connect, reconnect, whatever. Uncle Bucko decides he needs to change something, he can do it with the...
That looks good, Mark.
Well, thank you.
So now I can charge my air conditioning.
You can. But like I say, everything's on there is not exactly 100% tight. You need to go through everything, tighten it up, reroute. You know, me and Tyler were just trying to get it up and out of the way, but you can rearrange a little bit. I didn't, you know, this was kind of in the way, so I had to go around that. But you know, I left you plenty of hose if we have to move it around a little bit. So.
Excellent. Uncle Mark makes custom air conditioning lines.
We do everything.
A1 Auto Parts, Buckeye Lake, the world famous Stump the Chump.
You got that right.
I didn't stump you today, did I?
You didn't get me.
All right, guys, so the Malibu's back here at the shop, and I've been tinkering with it a little bit. I got the air conditioning lines Fitted up, I think, the best I can. They look really good. I think I need to get a pressure switch though, because the Malibu had a pressure switch on the compressor and the dryer never had one. So there's a spot evidently on the compressor that my brother looked at and said we can go ahead and put a pressure switch on. So I've got to do that. And then once we get the pressure switch wired, it's pretty simple. It's just a ground wire. But once we get that pressure switch wired, we can go ahead and vac the system down and charge it. Also, Monday, I have an appointment at Bowman Goodyear down in Hebron. I'm going to drop the Malibu off down there, and I'm going to get an alignment done on it, because ever since we put the new steering wheel on, the steering wheel's cocked to one side just a little bit, and there's no way we could adjust it with the steering wheel. So we just need to get the front end realigned. So, and it's no big deal. The car drives perfectly fine. However, that steering wheel being off just irks me a little bit. The car is so nice and almost perfect, you know, as close to perfect as a Malibu that old can get. But that steering wheel being off just kind of bothers me a little bit. So Kenny did a fantastic job. He made me a little bracket to mount the progressive controller, and then he made another little bracket to mount the switch for the bottle heater. I don't want to drill any holes in the dash of this car. If I drill holes in something, it's going to be something that we can remove that's aftermarket, and that's it. You know, I just can't bring myself to drill holes in the dash of this pristine 79 Malibu. So anyway, we're pretty excited about No Prep Kings weekend. Tess and Tony are coming from California, and I promised them that the Malibu could be their rental car while they're here. And so, of course, I want to get everything fixed up in tip-top shape so that when they get here and drive around in it, there's nothing bothering them. They're not worried about, you know, something gonna not work or whatever. But if it was just for me, it'd probably go on for months and years, and this stuff would never get done. But I feel like since I'm doing it to get ready for that weekend so that they have the car, I feel a little bit of pressure on myself to get this stuff done. Also, unfortunately, that weekend, Kenny and Harley have a family commitment that they have to attend to, and they're not going to be able to attend No Prep Kings with us. So Kenny and Harley won't be there, but the rest of us will all be there. Uh-oh. What are you doing at my desk?
Well, I got a package back from Canada, and I'm trying to figure out why it came all the way back to me. So I'm trying to sort that out.
Well, it looks like it's been to Canada.
I know, it looks a little rough, but it made it there and back. This person's ordered before, and the first time it made it to them, the first time they ordered, but this time it didn't. But they entered their address just a little differently, so I'm trying to sort it out.
Pretty important, guys, to put your address in correctly when you make orders.
Sometimes Shopify can auto-correct for you, and you
But sometimes it doesn't, and then our orders come back, and then there's a mess.
Yeah.
Huh, scrappers.
Sometimes Shopify gets a little carried away when you're entering something, and it'll just finish out your address and you think it's right, and that's not really right.
So what are we doing about dinner tonight?
I don't know. It's kind of Mother's Day weekend, so I'm not cooking.
Where are we going?
I don't know. I do know Allison has cooked up a plan tomorrow. Her and Tommy wanted to take out Tiffany and me, and so we're trying to figure out a little plan for tomorrow night. But I don't feel like cooking tonight either, so I've been doing laundry and catching up on stuff. It's a rare rainy weekend home, so I'm trying to take advantage of getting some stuff done.
That means she's been in there watching television.
Well, okay, I did watch the latest episode of This Is Us. Okay, there's only 3 left. I was in tears. Harley come in. She's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry. I just watched This Is Us." Having a moment. Harley thought there was something wrong with me. Just
oh, there's something wrong.
Just me. Yeah.
She hasn't been doing nothing. She's been in there watching television.
No,
getting caught up and getting this and doing that. She's been watching television.
Laundry.
Okay, so you've done some laundry. That okay. I got you.
Did I cook you bacon and eggs?
You did. You made me brunch today.
Did
that
I
was
run
very
to the
nice.
Post office first thing?
You did run to
Yes.
the post office,
I have
yes.
been productive.
You have been productive. I'm on her shit list now. Okay, you win. Happy Mother's Day. To all the moms out there.
To my mom.
To your mom, my mom, and you. And you would like to share some pictures. Okay.
I've been in my fields today, so.
All right.
Look. Billy.
Hold them up closer. That's you, Billy, Tommy.
Baby Tommy. Days old.
And what's that in his hands?
That's a dinosaur shirt.
Oh. Next is you and
Tigger.
T-I-double-G-er.
With his pug.
Okay.
We used to call that his plug.
Next.
Me and Billy.
Okay. Next.
Me and Billy at Old Man's Cave.
Okay. Next.
Look.
Oh, no. The evidence.
The evidence.
I used to mess with third-gen Camaros. That was your Camaro.
Yes. I took him to preschool in this Camaro.
It was a 91 RS.
Yep. I felt pretty cool. Like I was the cool mom taking the kid to preschool and that.
Okay. Are we done now?
Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.